I got to kill the sound.
Do a couple more attempts at this, and if it seems to be going well, I'll go ahead and get the pay version of StreamYard.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Hooray! I think.
Yes.
Okay, I'm already muted there. Ah. Beat it with a hammer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're muted where we're supposed to be mute now.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh yeah, that 10-second lag is driving me batty.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Why am I hearing that? Let's see. Turn that on. And I've got StreamYard up. And I've got the channel up, but I've got the audio muted on the channel. And oh, I see. Yep. That's weird. I don't see. Are you getting a repeat?
I've muted the YouTube show, YouTube side. But yes.
See, I'm getting feedback on it, but I don't have YouTube opened up at all right now.
No, I don't have that problem. I'm getting notifications on my phone that the show's on.
I wonder what else going on here.
A very malleable live stream.
Let me do this. Okay, all I've got up now is StreamYard. Let's see if I get any weirdness here.
I'll monitor the chat. I don't hear any echo.
I'm not really getting an echo. I'm getting a feedback on the delay. Oh, I think I fixed it. Okay. All right. Let's see if I hear any more. Nope. I had another window open with YouTube. Buried under all this other stuff. Okay. So let me get this other stuff running. Since we're overcrowded here. I was hoping some of the guys from Cosme would show up.
Right. Chalk.
Yeah. I shot the breeze with him for about 30-45 minutes after you went to bed. Just
is he down in Bermuda?
Yeah, he's in
that's cool.
He's in Bermuda, yeah.
Well, right before this show, the wife and I watched a movie called 12 Mighty Orphans. It was a really good show, and it didn't get really good reviews, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I don't know if it's the type of movie it was, kind of a feel-good movie, if people just aren't into feel-good movies right now. But it came out in 2021.
Really?
So, yeah,
What's
it had, it's about 12 orphans out of Texas that were kind of put together as a football team, and then as they developed into a football team, they went all the way up to state. Won't give any spoilers on that, but they all went on to do pretty good things in their lives. One became a B-17 pilot, another one became a detective in Houston. Another one taught mathematics. So it was really interesting. I liked it. So
Good. What did I watch? Oh, I actually watched the latest Shazam movie last night. It didn't bother me. I don't. I can watch that stuff that a lot of people don't like because I don't expect anything really from it. You know, it's
right.
I don't expect War and Peace or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I just
I
don't
go
like
for entertainment.
when they trick. Hey, Franco. Franco
Was
just showed
Franco
up.
here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good.
Hey,
Let me cut.
Franco.
Let's give a good thanks for showing up.
Let's see. Let me get. Let's see if I can do this right.
Franco, we're goofing around as usual, and we'll get onto the show in a minute.
Let's see. Aha.
Yes.
Okay. Do we see the whole thing? How's that look?
Yes. Very nice.
Cool. Okay. Well, Franco, that's Pop's Give Send Go page. And,
Yeah. I completely understand him not wanting to be the center of a pity party. I get it. And then there's times you need to kick back and let your community help you as
yep.
much as we can.
Yep.
So
Yep.
uh, he deserves it.
Yeah. 2 a.m. Oh my goodness. Now see
2 a.m.
if we had a flat Earth, we probably wouldn't have all these headaches with the time zones.
What was it? Men in Black, where they went on a completely different time cycle. Not Earth time cycle, but another planet's time
Oh
cycle.
gosh, it's been a while since I've watched those, but it might
He's,
be.
he says you'll either get used to it or have a psychotic episode, but don't worry about it. Huh? What?
All right, let's see if I can drag those off. And let's see.
The time lag right now is sitting right about 5 seconds.
Is it?
Not bad. Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we have our guest, we'll go ahead and we'll run our presentation on the magnetic monster.
Yeah, 36-hour days. Yeah, you're right, Franco.
Oh, geez. I was up for, what's a day and a half? 48,
Ooh, that's 36.
50, 60, something like that. 24, 36 hours.
Yeah.
Once, because the guy didn't show up for his shift.
Yeesh.
And I ended up working, I think I worked day and I was covering somebody on swing, and then I ended up working bids because that guy didn't show up. It was just
Ouch.
very rocky day. Got to watch the sun come up in the desert though through the window in our work area.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, Franco, what the Phantom Boomer explores is vintage science fiction. So we've been looking at movies from the 50s, basically, Monster and Gog, and we're going to do a watch party coming up for. Oh hell, I forgot. What are we doing? What's coming up Wednesday? This Island Earth.
Yeah, This Island Earth. Yep.
This Island Earth. We just did something else.
When Worlds Collide.
When Worlds Collide. Yeah, I gotta put together a schedule.
Right.
For this stuff, so I can keep track of what I'm doing. This is kind of backtracking on a magnetic monster here. I meant to do this. I still want to do one of these things for GOG on a live stream. So we'll go ahead and.
I think with a little bit of script work, Magnetic Monster could be made today.
Oh yeah.
It'd be pretty
So
cool.
this little magnetic monster and our hero driving up to his facility there in his very modern Ford, I believe that is. What, a 49 or so?
Boy, I couldn't tell you.
And there's Richard Carlson and the very lovely Jean Byron. It's a very pretty lady, and she went on to play the mom in the Patty Duke Show with William Shallert as the papa. Here's the research facility at the Office of Scientific Investigation. And this lady here has been a character actor, God, what, since the early 40s, maybe even earlier than that.
Oh yeah, she was the nun in the Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah. So she was around up till halfway recently.
Yeah.
And here he's kind of concerned that his wife is, she's what, 3 months along or 4 months,
Right.
or,
Yeah.
and she thinks she's still skinny, which she's not complaining about. So we asked this lady if Nellie or whatever her name is, if she'd been skinny in her 4th month, and her response is, "I've never been skinny."
Yeah. Kathleen Freeman's her name. Yeah.
Kathleen Freeman, yeah.
Yep. Nellie. You're right.
And there's his partner in crime here at the laboratory. That's King Donovan, who was also a fixture in the 50s and 60s, since he was in the original Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah.
And what they're doing is they're testing air samples from Las Vegas, testing for radiation. This is all early nuclear era paranoia. Well, they're fantastic. I swear I've seen some of this equipment in GOG. This was all produced by Ivan Tors. This GOG and Riders to the Stars, which I have a very crappy copy of. So I'm going to have to see I'll run a test run with that and see what that looks like. I couldn't find it on a DVD. I had to take it off a YouTube channel. Came from outer space. We'll get to that. I'm going to do all of those. Of course, everybody needs an oscilloscope or two. Not looking happy at the results. Definitely saw this in GOG, that machine. So while they're doing that, here the story starts out. Here's our fuss budget hardware store owner going to his shop first thing in the morning, checking the time. Now this guy, I don't know his name offhand, but I've got the credits at the end of this. But he always played fuss budgety type of things. I think he was in Blazing Saddles too. I just got a feeling. Not sure.
Last name was Johnson.
It was one of the many Johnsons. He played Mr. Johnson.
He played Mr. Johnson. Yeah.
There you go. I don't know how we ended up with a border around that, but it looks better. I'll do that next time for all of them. He's a little bit perturbed because his employee was supposed to wind all the clocks last night, and they're all stuck at midnight. But I did wind the clocks. Now this guy was like in the he was in I think he was in the Bowery Boys movies.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Hey, the electric clock, that stopped also. Maybe there was a power outage. I checked the lamp and the lamp's working. And tall, blonde, leggy lady But Franco likes brunette, so he won't pay attention to her. Um,
She did have some dancer's legs, though, didn't she?
yeah, she did. And it's fighting frying pans and cables and hoses and all sorts of things, all magnetized together. And they can't get them undone. Oh my God, their watches are all stopped. Here we go. I hope I don't get busted for some of the stuff. I got no audio. We'll see. I remember this part as a kid, is how they do that. I know everything, Franco. The phantom boomer is everywhere. I heard you on Cap. All right. So, being the kind of person he is, he's going to call someone in authority so they can fix it. So he calls the utility company. We don't have anything to do with that. Sputter, sputter. He's good at sputtering. Now, this guy should recognize him. He was John was Zaremba.
Yeah.
And he was in the Time Tunnel TV series as one of the scientists in the laboratory there. And he's been around for a long time, too, in the 50s and 60s.
Chief Watson.
Chief
That's his
Watson.
character's name. Yeah, that's his character's name here.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking that's a Packard. It's a pretty ugly car.
Yeah, big grill.
My grandpa had an old Packard. Gotta put a coin in the meter. And he's still having troubles. Oh, Franco.
That was funny.
Hell, he's glad they're there. Shake hands. Good old days. That's what people did. I'll show you what's going on.
Everybody's in a suit and tie.
Yep. Used to put on a suit and tie to fly in an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
More things stuck together. Here's with the tax. Scientists at work. Oh, magnetic field. Pop does this stuff better than I do. And now I don't know what the hell they're using there. If that's tools they had or those are like Tinker Toys.
Yeah.
But it points up as at the ceiling as a source of the problem. In the meantime, he's grabbing some washers.
Franco said self-propelled iron. Just what every housewife needs.
And there we go. Washers on the ceiling. So they get out the Geiger counter, which the blonde lady thinks is a bomb because it's ticking. I can see how this would be offensive to women today. They have no brains. They strap the Geiger counter to a sensor to the fishing rod.
I like how the pros stay so calm, and everybody else in the room is like losing their mind.
Yeah. Illegal field mod. Use some black tape to strap the Geiger counter sensor to a fishing pole. Get out the rad badges. and call into the boss. Take care of it. I would have had better dialogue if I was rushing up to like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
To pop this together because I'd been doing all the other things and I never got done with this one. All right, so the boss is calling the cops. They're cordoning off the area, and there they are on their Harleys. And these guys are now in their radiation suits, heading up the back stairs to go up to the offices above the store to see what's up. And they find a laboratory up there. Checking around, it's very hot radiation-wise. And of course, every laboratory should have a body. This is one of 3 related films, Franco, that Ivan Tors produced. It was this one, GOG, and Riders to the Stars, that all incorporated the organization, the Office of Scientific Investigation. They were all done roughly around the same time, and I think somewhere between 53 and 54. They're cranked out fairly fast. Low budget movies with a decent cast, a good crew of very experienced character actors. Kind of fleshed all 3 of the movies out. So even low budget, they were pretty good. And even with the weird science, this tends to conflate magnetism and radiation for some reason. He's dead, Jim. Radiation poisoning. No kidding when you're pegging the meter. There's a hotter source under the bench, and he finds a container, and there's nothing in it anymore. It's empty. So not having anything else to work with, they're taking some samples off the container to try and get an idea of what was in there. This is what a spectroscope? Yeah. And they hand what information they have over to the very advanced computers. I learned on punch cards.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm old. And they broadcast an alert out across the radio to the public to be on the lookout for weird phenomena, magnetic effects, whatever. And we got our cabbie sitting at the airport here, writing up his last trip, and he tries to start up and gets ready to go, and it won't go. Take a look under the hood, poke at it a bit, and a screwdriver gets stuck to the engine block. Well, he calls in. Those are called phone booths. Don't see those around much anymore. Meanwhile, this fellow's been out tracking down all sorts of reports all around the city. Very tired. Goes in, reports to the boss. And they get some information across the teletype. Yeah, I love the 40s and the early 50s. I love the cars, Franco. The styles, the hats. I'm going to start doing some film noir, some detective stuff. I'll probably want to do, first, as far as that goes, I'm probably going to do The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall and a bunch of other good people.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite. Has some of my favorite lines in there. Like, you're kind of short, aren't you? Well, I try not to be. Well, in the meantime, they're monitoring the calls as they come into Nellie, and they hear the cabbie talking about what's going on. So they hop on the phone with him, get some more details from him. I didn't watch that Liam Neeson recent Marlowe movie because Liam Neeson's way too old to be playing Marlowe in a period piece. Um, I saw Robert Mitchum play Philip Marlowe in a modified version of one of the films as somebody who stayed in England after the war, an American that stayed in England after the war. Um, but I just couldn't. I couldn't bear to watch Liam Neeson as Marlowe. Just didn't seem right. And then they
Yep.
find out Cabby tells them where he's at, and they rush down in their ugly car to the airport. Um, he goes into the airport office. What's the name? Goes in with his Geiger counter to check things out. And given where this was filmed, that might be Van Nuys Airport back in the day.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think LAX was that tiny back then, but maybe. Kenneth is the airport supervisor. And they're interviewing the cabbie, and he's explaining what's going on. They're trying to track down the scientist from that laboratory. So the idea is that the cabbie, having had that scientist in his cab with that element in his briefcase that wasn't hurting anybody else, apparently, or didn't hurt the cabbie. They figured that this guy's got on an airplane, and they got to track him down. Oh, he's describing the old guy. This guy looks pretty shifty for an airport manager. Probably used to play gangsters. They hustled him off. In the meantime, he's going through the airport, checking for traces, candy machines and Coke machines and water fountains and attractive counter ladies. In the meantime, he's trying to talk Kenneth into calling back every airplane that took off this morning. And Kenneth is reluctant to do that. Yeah, I'll do the Maltese Falcon too, Franco. He's finally giving in because it's a very dangerous situation. But he's got some results, so they're not calling everybody in quite yet. Running out here. Now, this is interesting. Used to be, if you're a young fellow, Franco, used to be machines to buy airline trip insurance. Extra insurance in case you went down or your baggage got lost or some extra disaster hit you that your regular insurance would not cover. So the idea is they're going to scroll back through the forms and try and find the form that our missing person signed. So you got to kind of wonder why this guy bothered to do that. Because in the end, it didn't help him out that much. But so they've taken readings and they scroll through the forms until they get a really hot reading and they get the name of the guy and the flight that he's on. And there's his flight on one of the most beautiful airplanes ever made. That is, I love those planes from that period.
The Connie Constellation.
Yeah, yep. Beautiful airplane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Art Deco flying.
And there's our poor mad scientist in the middle of radiation poisoning with the lady next to him going on about her migraines and how she likes to fly because flying gets rid of her migraines. Or migraines, you would say, I think, Franco. I'm slowly learning English from hanging out on Cap's channel. And a very lovely stewardess checking up on him because he does not look well. And he won't give up his briefcase. And our migraine lady decides, well, I think I'll find another seat. Okay. Our friends in the cockpit are getting their call. Franco, are you familiar with the film Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman? Migraine. Okay, why have I heard it pronounced migraine? Okay. Anyway, this fellow is a noted character actor. Do you remember the phrase from the prison guard? We've got what was it? We've got a failure in communications or a failure to communicate.
Yeah,
That's Strother. That's a very young Strother Martin. Here, we'll get a better picture of him.
I was pointing out that he was in True Grit also as the guy that was negotiating the pony sale with the young girl.
Yeah, a lot of Westerns, of Westerns. And they're on the phone with the pilots or on the radio with the pilots. And hopefully your engines won't conk out. And they're getting ready to turn the plane around, do a 180, head back. That's a better shot of him as a very young man. And there goes one of the engines now. I think you pointed out, Hurk, that engine doesn't belong on that airplane.
Nope. That is a B-25. As a B-25, probably a G or H. You can tell by the little stacks, the exhaust stacks. You see the little wedges.
Oh, those?
Up at the top. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where the exhaust comes out.
See, Hurk was in the Air Force. I was in the Chair Force. And that, a nice shot of that stewardess. They had some pretty ladies in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Telling the pilot about the sick man. And they've advised the pilot to isolate that briefcase, so he steals the cane from the blind fellow and tries lifting that up. And it's very heavy, and he drags it to the back of the plane, thereby contaminating everybody along the way.
The poor blind guy sitting over there.
Yeah. And they're back at the airport. One guy in a radiation suit. He's retrieving the briefcase. He's got doctors checking up on our mad scientist. Everybody's getting checked for radiation. They're all being sent to hospital. Not very happily. And they got him on an IV drip. It's red, so it doesn't look like it's Ringer's. It's not a saline solution. They're probably giving him blood or something. Or Kool-Aid, maybe.
Well, Franco, that sucks about your computer, buddy. And watching him 144, yeah. It's probably what Phantom Boomer saw before his eye operations. 144p.
Oh,
sorry to see that.
Everything was discolored too. I never noticed. Well, there's no way for me to notice that beforehand. I never noticed the discoloration until I was between surgeries, and one eye was done and the other one wasn't. And I'd closed the new eye, and I would see that everything had like a greenish haze to it.
Crazy.
It was amazing. And I started reading glasses when I was 19, and now I've got 20/20 vision, and I only need magnifiers for up close. So I don't even have to pay for a prescription. I just pick up some 1.5 magnifiers, and they worked fine for me. So he's explaining what he was doing and why he rented the space above the store, because he didn't want other people horning in on his discovery. But he managed to take this element and bombard it with electrons, and it mutated. And he's warning them that it has to be kept under a constant electric charge. If it's not, it will reach out and grab energy from anywhere, people and other machines, and just reach out and kill people if it needs to survive. It's almost like a living thing. And the poor blind guy still doesn't get his cane back because it's all radioactive now.
They just shove him down the stairs out the airplane.
Well, they do get someone to help him down. He's come to the conclusion in his dying breath that atomic research is not for lone wolves. You need to have a team. So, specially equipped lead-lined truck that looks like aluminum foil to cart it off, and they're trying to bring it to the truck, and it's reaching out and grabbing all sorts of things.
You think? That's so funny.
So that's going off to the university lab for study. And our hero finally gets home early the next morning after being decontaminated, and he tries not to wake up his wife. He goes in the bathroom and turns on the light and wakes her up anyway. But it's okay, I'd wake her up too. They're really kissy-faced in this movie. Kind of impressed for a movie from this time. And he's still on her about not gaining enough weight in her pregnancies. So he's going to cook her breakfast, which she's not thrilled about. And he's going to take the day off. Take the day off since it's already 6 a.m. And they're going to go look for a house eventually. So while he's not looking, see the difference in the stacks. Zip. He doesn't even notice. I didn't even notice that the first time I watched this.
I don't think I did either.
A little. All right, so they're doing the math. He wants to get a boomer house, VA house, so they can raise up their kid with a yard and a tree. And all the numbers they're crunching are ridiculous. Is it $1,000 down or $500 down?
Oh, yeah. They don't even sound real now, do they?
She doesn't want to get fat. He wants to fatten her up. She doesn't want to get fat. I'd eat in that plate. Phone call. Disaster. There was an explosion at the university laboratory. People were killed. He's got to go in. Suggesting to her that maybe she needs to go visit her sister or something. No, he's just trying to fatten her up. And she don't want to be fattened up. Gets to the office. Everything's blockaded. There's nobody around. Nellie's not even there. Little stenographer machine. Stenography? Is that what a stenography machine? A court recorder machine?
Yeah. Looks like the switchboard. The old
I
phone
operated
system.
one of those. When I transferred down to Van Nuys Air Guard, they had a small switchboard like that had been taken out of a submarine. So I don't know how the Air Guard got a hold of a piece of Navy Reserve equipment.
Right.
Anyway, he walks into the boss's office and there's all sorts of mucky mucks in there. We got an admiral. We've got a scientist who was also in GOG playing a different person. That's Dr. Hubertus from GOG.
Mm-hmm.
And a general, and they're demonstrating what happened to all the rubble and the scrap metal from what was left of the university laboratory, and it's been magnetized. And there goes the general's watch. So while they're putzing around in the office, Dan's back in the lab keeping an eye on the element, which they've managed to move here. And they're keeping it under charge. And they're sticking in their little electron microscope. They're watching it grow and grow and grow under its own power. So we do math, calculate how fast it's going to grow, how much energy it's going to suck up from the surrounding world. And they send that to that's the kind of computer you need there, Franco. Got a big room? Oh, yeah, he's been in tons of stuff. And they're waiting and keeping an eye on the element. And it's starting to get out of hand. It's starting to go active again. I wonder if they have a flux capacitor there. They get the teletype back with the results from the computer, which are not good. It's going to overwhelm them. They have to find the juice to feed it so it doesn't blow up. There we go, Los Angeles by night. And there's what Angelino's lovingly referred to at one time as the Pointy Building, which was City Hall.
I had an Atari 2600. I had a Commodore 64.
Oh, geez. I worked with computers, and I didn't even want one at home until I went back to night school, and I had to start doing reports and stuff. So I ended up getting an Epson PC. The company I worked for got into them way too late, and I could go down to some place like Best Buy or Circuit City or something and buy a PC for cheaper than I could get with the employee discount from my own company. Which is part of what led to their downfall.
I still have my 64 also, Franco. I was going to put it on eBay for sale.
There's the mayor. Whose dentures, if you listen to the audio, his dentures don't fit properly. And they're explaining they've got to take all the juice that runs the city so they can feed this thing. So they black everything out, which buys them some time before the next cycle where it boots up and tries to suck everything dry. So they stick it in a very specially prepared aluminum non-magnetic airplane. It has no magnetic components whatsoever.
100% aluminum.
T-Bird. I'm wondering, well, I don't know. There might be a guard unit at Van Nuys still. GOG, that was all filmed out, all that stuff was actually shot for the movie. Well, so was this apparently. So Ivan Tours must have had some sort of good connection to the military.
Yeah.
But so it was all shot. Choice for programming is the Sinclair ZX Spectrum from 1982. Still write software on it. Jeez. I tried to stay away from doing anything, so of course I'm doing all this stuff. I love this. I got to fly in one of those specs, the back seat. And of course, being the opposite of GOG, where they transform an F-86 into they were an F-94 starfighter?
Yep. F-94.
They go the other way around. They could take
Yep.
They take this one and transform it into an F-86. And what was this again, Hurk? You know what that is?
The B-45 Tornado.
That's a cool airplane.
Yeah.
I just love those airplanes from
pretty stylish.
Yeah. And here we go. Franco, I want you to know that if we had audio, you would learn a little known fact that Canadians in the early 1950s had English accents. So they're in Nova Scotia because the Canadians have this massive power generating gadget buried in a mine under the ocean that might be able to generate enough power to kill this element before it destroys the world. So they're going down, 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 down beneath the waves and trying to explain what they need to do. And this guy's having none of it. Now they're down at 1,700 feet. Although actually that's below the bottom of the ocean there. The very Art Deco type of transport to get them through the tunnels. As they continue to explain what's going on, and this guy's still not having any of it. And they get to the facility, and the sets here are like something out of Metropolis or Brave New World. Hats were cool back then. You see some of these sets. Look at that stuff. Look at that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Some of that is photographic and some of that is actual practical sets. Because you can see people climbing around on them.
Big rimmed hats.
Oh, I love the hat he's got. I love that hat. Of course, in those days, you had to wear it sidewise on your head, too.
True. Little tilt. Attitude tilt.
Yeah. Chase all the workers out. Climbing up to take a look. That's a big set. He's showing them the numbers on what kind of energy they need to kill that thing. And he's telling them, well, we don't know if this will do it. It hasn't been tested that far. It's not like they got any choice. It's either kill the thing or the thing's going to kill the planet. Oh, our hero is up there playing with things. Checking out the facility. He's still not having any of it. So he calls his bosses and complaining to them. He is not happy. You can see where this is going eventually. Another oscilloscope. I don't know what they did. I would love to find some information on how they did some of this stuff, whether they just took, I mean, they look like big ass radio tubes with other doodads hung on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they just did some close-ups to make them look big or what. I would love to be able to dig up the info on it. But some of these B movies, it's hard to find info on them. Turning all the dials. It's a Deltatron.
Sounds fancy.
Yes, it does. It goes up to 5. Even less happy than he was earlier. Everything's lighting up. Sparks flying all over the place. Oh, okay. Got a radio guy in the chat. Everybody out of here. Really not having any of it. Get out. So he's setting the floodgates to close and pushes the pedal to the metal and gets the hell out of there. And this guy decides, nope, he's going to shut it all down. Get out of there. He runs back up there, starts fiddling with the floodgate controls, and manages to pop a cable so the gates are stuck open. So if it blows up, it's going to flood, kill everybody. So you're going to have to shut it down. You have to. Meanwhile, all that's going on. And being up there where all the action is, he finally gets zapped. And our hero and the handyman, they go up there. And they're going to snap the cable and get out of there. Let the doors close. It starts blowing up through the ocean floor. Starts flooding the facility. And they could hear it still running, and it magnetizes the whole damn doorway. The big old doors get all magnetized. And it's still running away, and they're all freaking out because they haven't killed it yet. And I think the end of the world is near. But all of a sudden, everything drops off the door. We're saved. Hey. And he ends up getting their VA house. He's got the key. And I like that look in her eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go initiate all the rooms.
She hadn't had the first baby yet.
What? Yeah, that's a pretty nice look. Okay. So anyway, this was directed by Hurk130, who, if you're an old school science fiction person, you know the name. He actually wrote Donovan's Brain, the book that the movie was based on. Produced by Ivan Tors, who went on down the road to produce Sea Hunt and Flipper and various other water-related and animal-related shows. I think he did Gentle Ben, too. And Ivan Tors, actually, before he got into producing movies, he was an animal trainer. Starring Richard Carlson, who is mostly known for doing science fiction movies, where he actually only did 6 in his long career. He was in The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Hmm.
And King Donovan was his partner in crime there. Jean Byron, his wife. I'm not sure who all the different people were. You looked up who played the guy who didn't want to do the thing when we first did this, when we had the watch party.
Oh yeah, I remember
And he
now.
ended up dying or killed himself eventually.
Yeah, yeah, he had like a terrible post movie life.
Yeah. Leo Britt's a name I recognize. Harry Ellerby. Screenplay by Hurk130 and Ivan Torres. Editorial supervision by Herbert L. Strock, who directed Gog. Special effects director Harry Redmond Jr., whose dad was Harry Redmond Sr. And Harry Redmond Jr. actually worked with Willis O'Brien with King Kong and been involved in lots of special effects. Never won any awards, though. Involved in a lot of very slick movies, but never won any awards. The technical advisors for the electronics and radiation. So you wouldn't know it by listening to some of the technobabble.
Those guys get ran over by the directors many times.
Yeah.
This we talked about this before, that Dr. Cerny, Michael Fox,
Yeah.
is the reason why Michael J. Fox had to put his name like that.
That's right, because he was still alive when Michael J.
Yep.
started acting.
The
So he
SAG
had a
card.
differentiation.
Yeah.
You know, I might start doing westerns down the road too.
Oh yeah. I'm in.
But the oddball ones, not the big ones, but the oddball ones. Bill Benedict, that was the Albert, the helper in the shop.
Yeah.
He used to be known when he was younger as Billy Benedict. There's Kathleen Freeman. There's Strother Martin. Oh, look who's here.
Captain.
Hello,
Very
Captain.
nice. We're nothing without the chat.
The end. Let's see if I can shut that down without boomering something else. Let's scroll this back up for now.
Billy Benedict had a long career. He was Highway to Heaven, Hill Street Blues, Little House on the Prairie, Dukes of Hazzard, Incredible Hulk, Man from Atlantis, Quincy, Streets of San Francisco. He was played a lot of parts. Wow, it goes on. Barnaby Jones, Charlie's Angels, Police Story.
He was all over the place.
Matt Helm, Ellery Queen. Ellery Queen was a good show.
I liked that.
Yeah. Mannix. I did not know he was the roulette dealer in The Sting. Huh.
And some of these, you know, were I to be an actor, I think I would much rather be a character actor.
Oh, yeah.
And because nobody cares if you're fat or thin or old or bald.
Yeah.
You just keep working.
The quirkier you are, the more work you get.
Yeah. Orphans. Do, 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 do.
Jean Byron was a pretty woman.
She was.
She was acting up to 1999.
Wow. Was she in her 90s?
Yeah, she was 80 when she passed away in 2006. Oh yeah, Quincy and Streets of San Francisco were great. Carl Malden. I always remember his iconic part in Patton.
Oh, who do you play in Patton? That's right.
General Omar Bradley.
They play Bradley?
Yep.
What? Michael Douglas left Streets because Carl Malden kept stroking his arms and hugging him?
I never heard that before.
What? Excuse me. Oh, man. That's just weird. I didn't know that Carl Malden was affectionate like that. For some reason, in my head, I tend to mix up Carl Malden and Walter Matthau.
Oh yeah, they had that hound dog look.
Yeah, they both have that nose and that look. You know.
Huh.
Oh, geez, Carl got a man crush on Michael.
Carl Malden was married to Monica Greenberg from 1938 till his death in 2009.
And some of these old-timey guys, they got married and stayed married.
Yeah.
It's like, Richard Egan was like that. He was married to the same woman until he croaked too. Of course, Sometimes you'd be married to a woman who drives you to that.
Fact.
Oh. I think I popped, well, hopefully I popped a link in there. Cap's still here if he wants on.
Yeah.
Franco's welcome too, but I don't think his
I know.
The way he describes his computer, I don't think that's happening.
I'm impressed he's still awake.
Oh yeah. What is it? What, 3 a.m. there now?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I hope Monday's a holiday for you, Franco.
Every day's a holiday for me.
I got to get some filming done on the Mach 1 for my next episode.
Usually there's a family thing happening on Memorial Day, but I've not been advised of any. I know I'm mobile now. Maybe they don't love me anymore.
Ooh, that sucks, Franco.
I'm retired due to old age.
I'm still working till the house is paid off.
Okay.
I don't have much more left. About 18,000 left. I'll take that.
Wow.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Geez, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy.
We got
pay off the house and still keep working and have all sorts of extra money.
Yeah. Oh, Franco, you're only 55? I'm 59.
I thought you said you were 63.
No, I was born in 63.
Oh. Okay.
My wife's 63. I married an older woman, which is really was hot when we were 22 years old. But
Oh, both my wives were older than me.
yeah,
I dated older too when I was. I didn't like teenagers even when I was a teenager. Yeah, older women are hot. So I tell these young guys, these 20 somethings, find yourself a nice 45, 50-year-old woman. You'll learn a lot.
Won't regret it. Yeah.
Is Cap still with us or did he bail? You there, Cap?
Hey, he bailed.
He bailed. Not used to amateur hour.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, his conscious flow of thought that he can project is absolutely stunning, and I don't have that.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I can't. I just can't go on like that and just riff like that, like Cap can. I can't do that.
No.
I don't think I ever could do that. Well, okay. Well, Franco, nice of you to show up.
Yes.
You're our very first live stream. Oh, wait a minute. No, didn't we do a lot? We had some participants before. When did we get that? That was we had like 6 or 7 people pop in and out that one night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Carla Burton was on.
Yeah, Carla. Oh,
Pop showed
well.
up.
We had a good time with Carla. She was very funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Very sweet person.
She lives in the part of New Zealand where they have internet.
Hurk was here.
Yeah. All right.
Very funny.
Okay. Well,
same bat time, same bat channel next week?
I guess so. Well, Wednesday got the watch party for This Island Earth.
Yes, I can't wait for that.
This Wednesday at 6 p.m. We'll see if we how to pop that on that stream too. And, we'll see what we shall see.
Okay.
Well, once again, Franco, thanks for being here with us. We'll go ahead and shut this puppy down now.
Ooh, 3:07 a.m. Ooh.
Oh man.
Good job, dude.
Well, sleep in, Franco. It's probably what I'm going to do, even though it's only 7 p.m. here now. Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to shut her down. We'll
All right.
see you Wednesday or earlier on somebody else's channel.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right.